In this video, I'll give you a lesson on how to play the drum rudiment, the 17-stroke roll. The 17-stroke roll is a 3-beat roll and a good test of your double-stroke rolls. They aren't common rolls, but are used in a variety of duty calls like the NCO calls and the 3 cheers. Make sure you have your drumsticks and drum or drum head set up. In this lesson, I'll play to demonstrate and then give you time to play along to music or audio. A 17-stroke roll, like the name implies, is 17 individual strokes closed into a full roll. Ideally, this would sound like 2 strokes on your right, 2 on the left, down the right, and down on the left. Last 2 sets. Then final stroke on the right hand. We then play those 15 strokes until we close into a roll. For now, we're going to continue working on those cheetah rolls we learned in lesson 7, 7-stroke roll. So in that lesson, you learned how to play buzz strokes and then open those up into multiple bounce strokes. We're going to continue working on the bounce strokes here. To get started, we're simply going to warm up our bounce strokes. I want you to play just alternating from the right to the left, continuing until you start to feel warmed up. As you're doing this, really focus on throwing the stick down at the drum head, creating enough momentum that the drumstick is getting roughly 4 to 5 inches off the drum head. You want to get it as nice and high as you can. Keep those bounces as open as possible. So again, they'll look like this. And lift. In the left hand, you'll be putting some pressure right here on the thumb to right as it's hitting the drum head to help it create those bounces. And for the right hand, depending on which grip you're using, you're either squeezing between the forefinger and the thumb, or you're squeezing from the pinky and using the fulcrum in the back of the stick. In lesson 7, the 7-stroke roll, we touched on the fact that all rolls have an internal rhythm. For the 17-stroke roll, that's a string of 16th notes that sound like this. Counted 1 E and 2 E and 3. First, let's get used to that rhythm. The idea is to get comfortable with the hand exchange, how quickly those hands need to go back and forth, and how many times. So here we're going to start with our right hand, and you'll count 1 E and 2 E and 3. Remember, when you're saying the 1, 2, and 3, if you were marching to these, that's when you'd be stepping. So that kind of helps you to think about where the beat is. You don't really want to accent those notes on your right hand, but it might happen somewhat naturally to help you keep pace. But for now, let's try and keep all of our strokes nice and even. And so again, it's just nice and simple, starting on your right hand, 1 E and 2 E and 3. Like we talked about in lesson 7, 7-stroke rolls, drum rolls have a rhythm. 17-stroke rolls follow a 16th note rhythm, 1E and a 2E and a 3. The 1E and a 2E and a is nestled under the first note. This note is called a half note. We can tell by the open head and no bars or flags. A half note has a value of 2 full beats. Sometimes you'll see 17s written like this, with 3 quarter notes tied together. As you should know, you can identify a quarter note by the full head and no bar or flag. A quarter note has a value of 1 full beat, so by tying 2 quarter notes together, we get the same value as 1 half note. Next, we'll try a roll exercise. So a great way of working on your rolls is to practice first the skeleton, or that internal rhythm, and then move into the roll. So what you'll do is you'll play 2 of those skeletons, so like this, 1E and a 2E and a 3, rest, 1E and a 2E and a 3, rest. Now when I go back to the beginning, instead of just playing single strokes to play the skeleton, we actually create the roll. My goal here is that by playing the skeleton twice, I've gotten my hands used to the rhythm and used to the timing and how quickly they're going to change hands. And I want to keep my hand movement the same, except now I'm just going to apply those rolls. So the whole exercise together would sound like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3, rest, 1E and a 2E and a 3, rest, roll, rest, 1E and a 2E and a 3, rest. So you can hear as I'm playing, the actual rate of my hand exchanges doesn't change. I'm still playing that 1E and a 2E and a 3, but now my hands are just creating those bounced rolls. So I'm going to have you try that. You'll actually be playing along to me with audio. So you'll have an audio recording of 2 skeletons, 2 rolls, and you'll just keep repeating that until it gets comfortable. We're going to keep this a little bit slower. So the rate of the hand exchange is a little bit slower. Give you time to make sure that you're creating good bounce strokes. 1 and a 2 and a 3, reps, roll, rest, back to skeletons, and a 2E and a 3, rolls, 1 and a 2E and a 3, If you're getting comfortable with that first exercise, next thing we do is increase the speed. So we're still going to play the exact same rhythm. We're just going to increase the tempo. So you're going to get to the 1, 2, 3 a little bit faster. Sound more like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3. 1E and a 2E and a 3. Now the rolls. 1E and a 2E and a 3. 1E and a 2E and a 3. So again, everything is exactly the same. I'm just increasing the rate of that skeleton. So I'm playing those single strokes a little bit faster. Now, as my hand exchange is getting comfortable, when I switch over to the roll, I'm going to keep exactly the same rate, exactly the same duration between the hand exchanges. I'm just adding in the bounce strokes. So we'll do the same exercise. Again, you'll have me to play along with. 1 and let's do the rest. Rolls. Rest. 1 and let's do the rest. 1 and let's do the rest. 1 and let's do the rest. Rolls. Make sure you can comfortably play along to the recording all the way through before moving on. Once you've got this beating down, move on to the next lesson. If you want a recording of just the full beating, check out my video